Hi, everybody. Today is Tuesday, July 21st. I am Anne, and I wanted to share some aha moments that I've had. It seems like I've had a little more time to reflect on my life over the past 2 to 3 years. And thinking back, I remember at a very young age, different people telling me, wow, you are an old soul, Anne. And I didn't quite know what that means. Today I do. It means I've been here quite a few times as a soul, different lifetimes. And then other people have said, Anne, you start your day out like a clean sponge. And by the end of the day, by the time you get home, you have gotten dingy and you have gotten dirty. And what they were telling me was that I take on other people's energies very easily. But they never said what to do really to help yourself not do that. So as being a kind and compassionate and empathic person, I have a tendency to help people that don't deserve my help. I lived in the gray. Today I don't do that. It's just black or white now, and anything in between, I'm cutting it out. So that's a couple things that I remember. So moving into like my mom, I absorbed her energy. And when I say energy, I mean I absorbed and took on everything for her to help make her life better. The work, the responsibility, the behavior that protected her from the what would the neighbors think. So, we were all groomed to live our life so that we weren't bringing any type of embarrassment to the household or to my mom, which I was a wild child. I became a wild child when I was a sophomore in high school. So, which, I'm not afraid to go into any of that, and I will later. But I always really wanted to go into spiritual stuff, and I never did, because in my mind it was, I was groomed to think that it wasn't right, that it wasn't of the light, that everybody that does that is satanic, that sort of thing. So when it gets right down to it, when you don't have a father, that creates special issues. And when you don't have a mother, that creates other special issues. And in my case, I didn't have the father, which was probably a pretty good thing, because my other siblings had him around. And I really didn't have a mother either, because she was always working, trying to keep the kids, the 6 kids that she did have, in clothing, in school, in food, roof over their head, all that. But one thing I remember about her is I never heard her bash men or hate on men. And probably because she was too flippin' busy just taking care of business and minding her own business within whoever she worked for, because she did a lot of private duty and within her life. And for this, I'm extremely grateful, because I don't think I've ever hated men. Okay, I'm going to stop here and pick it up again.